but help is on the way. Maribel Gonzalez has more.
Double destruction in the Sunshine State.
I think the complicating factor here is going to be there's two storms.
Hurricane Helene made landfall in Florida as a deadly Category 4 hurricane, carving a 500-mile path of destruction across 6 states. Then Milton hit as a Category 3 storm, bringing tornadoes, torrential rain, and storm surge.
And having 2 major hurricanes in less than 3 weeks has really decimated our downtown area.
In Valrico, Hillsborough County deputies are still evacuating people from flooded homes.
We're 6 feet deep. We have some people who believe that it might get as high as 20 feet.
In Pinellas County, hundreds remain in shelters, some who've been there for weeks.
We have over 170 people that have actually been in shelters with us since Hurricane Helene.
The rescues and relief pouring in.
Our available force represents the largest National Guard response in Florida.
We have an additional $50 million on top of what we did for Hurricane Helene.
FEMA says people will need to apply for separate hurricane relief for each storm.
We're just going to have to continue to work with each person as they're working through understanding what they experienced from Helene, what they experienced from Milton, so they can get everything that they're eligible for.
While victims assess the damage left behind, moments of hope and resilience begin to emerge.
We had a beautiful baby girl that was born in one of our shelters. Our shelter staff helped with the delivery.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
The state's vital tourism industry is beginning to return to normal. Florida theme parks, including Walt Disney World, Universal Orlando, and SeaWorld, reopened today. A mobile food pantry this morning in Alberta, Impact Nation Fellowship Church and Tuscaloosa's One Place partnered to help pass out fresh groceries. The event gave the church an opportunity to help feed the people of Alberta. Volunteers showed up around 7 a.m. and the line started to form around 10 a.m. This project is a part of Impact Nation Fellowship's goal of becoming a community-active and community-oriented church.
I'm grateful that, that our church could partner with Tuscaloosa One Place and provide not just facility in terms of location, but also the resources, human resources to help distribute, organize. This has been a blessing, and I am sure that as many people that came today, they're going to leave. They left with a blessing that they didn't even know that could receive, and so we're grateful.
Tuscaloosa's One Place will be having a lunch and learn event on October 17th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. For more information, email rjackson@tuscaloosaoneplace.org. A 5th former Walker County correctional officer will plead guilty in connection to the death of inmate Tony Mitchell. Grayson Colin Woods faces a charge for deprivation of rights under color of law. Inmate Tony Mitchell died in 2023 after 2 weeks in jail. The lawsuit filed after his death alleged that he was mistreated, and the Walker County coroner ruled his death was a homicide. Under the terms of the plea agreement, Woods will face up to 1 year in prison and a fine up to $100,000. No court date has been set for him to officially enter his guilty plea. The Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office is asking for help locating John Jones. He was last seen October 4th on Olivewood Road in Coker. Anyone with information is asked to call the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office at 205-752-0616. Our sports team will be heading out soon for another week of Friday football. We'll be covering high school games all over the area and have highlights tonight at 10:30. Our game of the week is at Oak Grove at Bibb County. We'll have highlights from Central at Brookwood and Northridge at Paul Bryant. We'll also be at Thompson at Hillcrest and Hoover and Tuscaloosa County High. There's less than a month before the 2024 presidential election, and the candidates are making their final push on the campaign trail. And the DEA has issued a warning about illegal pharmacies selling counterfeit medications. We'll have more information when we return. There are less than 4 weeks left before Election Day, and Battleground Sprint is about to kick into overdrive. Karen Kaifa is at the White House with a look at the big political names hitting the trail and the campaign roadmap ahead.
Every vote counts, but voters in 2024's key battleground states can expect a little more attention between now and November 5th.
Thank you, Pennsylvania.
It's good to be back in Michigan.
The candidates are becoming more frequent flyers to Arizona, Georgia, Nevada, North Carolina, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, zeroing in on the issues they feel will resonate most with each state's voters, like the economy and manufacturing in Michigan.
We will ensure that the next generation of breakthroughs, from advanced batteries to electric vehicles, are not only invented but built right here.
I intend for the triumph of the American auto industry to be among my greatest legacies. I want it to be a legacy.
And immigration in Arizona.
We ought to focus on our own people and put their interests first. That's what the American leadership exists for.
This issue should not divide us, it should unite us.
And getting help from high-profile allies like former President Barack Obama's first campaign stop for Vice President Kamala Harris in Pittsburgh Thursday.
She doesn't have concepts for a plan. She has an actual plan to make your life better.
On Wednesday, former President Donald Trump said no to another debate with Harris before Election Day. That means no more head-to-head events.
We don't have a tentpole event between now and the end, between now and the finish line.
And leaves candidates to put their ground games to the test. At the White House, I'm Karen Kaifa.
The unprecedented back-to-back hurricanes have jumbled the schedules of Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, both of whom devoted part of their Thursdays to tackling questions about the storms. The DEA has issued a public safety report about outlets selling fake or counterfeit medications. These typically foreign companies are going by generic names like pharmacystores.com and sell their products at prices that seem too good to be true. The DEA says a majority of the drugs sold online come from drug traffickers. The warnings are intended to warn customers that using these products could be harmful or even fatal.
Well, we have cooler temperatures coming by the end of the weekend. I'll have more in just a little bit. And happy Friday to you all. Well, we're going to start with a Bryant-Denny Stadium camera here in Tuscaloosa, where the temperature is currently 79. It's been a really gorgeous day. The sun is shining. There is nothing on this radar, hardly any clouds out there, and if there are clouds out there, they're not in Alabama. Well, like I said, it's 79 here in Tuscaloosa. The only place to break 80 of now is down here in Linden. They're at 82, Birmingham 79, Gadsden a little bit cooler, a whole 2 degrees cooler at 77. But over there, Auburn's still at 73 degrees. So they're staying a little bit cooler as that little ridge moves through, warming us up. Well, the rest of your evening should be very calm, very cool. We're going to cool down from 70 degrees all the way down to 54 by the end of your night. Waking up, you could even see a little bit cooler at 71 degrees. Keeping those sunny skies tomorrow will warm up quite a bit back into those mid 80s. And let's take a look at those fall temperatures coming our way. We have 84 tomorrow, 87 Sunday, dropping a whole 10 degrees Monday, dropping another 10 degrees Tuesday and Wednesday. Well, with this, we're in the fall season. We can expect our leaves to be changing colors. So this is what it looks like usually the end of September. Today, October 11th, this is where we're at, a little bit of patchy foliage out there. And by the time November hits and moves through, that's when we should expect most of that foliage to change over. Well, it is fall and tomorrow is Saturday, so that means we're back in football season. So Bama taking on South Carolina here in Tuscaloosa. That game's kicking off at 11 a.m. Sunny skies are expected, nice temperatures. Make sure to pack the sunscreen if you're going because it's going to be a warm game. Well, Auburn is off this weekend, so you won't get to see the Tigers play, but Mississippi State is traveling over to Athens to take on Georgia, number 5 in the nation right now. Their kickoff is 3:15 p.m. Temperatures for that game a little bit cooler, only 77 degrees for them. Well, let's take it back to Tuscaloosa and Alabama and see what those temperatures are looking like for the remainder of next week. We have a really nice weekend, 81, 84. Monday, a little bit warmer, 87. Tuesday cooling off, and going into next week, we've got a lot of sunny skies coming our way, and most temperatures should be cooling off. We'll see 40s as our lows into the end of next week, and that's a look at your local forecast.
Hi, I'm Dr. Milady Murphy for this week's Your Personal Best. The American Cancer Society recommends a combination of exercise, proper healthy nutrition, and screening to lower the risk of breast cancer. What is recommended in exercise is 150 minutes a week of large muscle group activity, such as biking, swimming, walking, dancing, even vacuum cleaning and sweeping the floors are all forms of aerobic exercise. This type of activity regulates the hormones estrogen and insulin, which are contributors to breast cancer. Healthy nutritional choices are also recommended. More plant-based foods, such as fruits and vegetables and whole grains, especially those vegetables like cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and kale and cauliflower. They're powerful enough to regulate those hormones, estrogen and insulin, again, which are the contributors of breast cancer. And then last but not least, working with your physician to get the proper screening. These factors all lower the risk of breast cancer. But if it's caught early, the outcome is better. And so until next time, be safe and practice wellness.
Thanks, Dr. Murphy. Coming up, it's another Football Friday for us here at WVUA 23. And Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer believes his team will be more focused tomorrow at home against South Carolina than his team was last weekend against Vanderbilt and Nashville. We'll have the story next in sports.
that we were not able to get off the field on 3rd and long situations. That's something that we've really been, we've excelled at this season thus far, but we were not able to do it in the game, and so certainly some things that we've got to make sure that we get adjusted and tweaked so that we can get back to playing great 3rd down defense.
Alabama defensive coordinator Kane Womack believes the Crimson Tide has to get off the field defensively on 3rd down in order to be successful. I agree. Good evening. I'm Gary Harris, TGIF. Now, Alabama will host South Carolina tomorrow morning a little after 11 a.m. on ABC. Bama head coach Kane Womack said this week that the level of focus for this game needs to be better than it was for Vanderbilt.
When you come out on the short end, everything gets amplified, right? You look into everything on another level. And so in regards to that, since that was the question, you know, you can point to every little thing that happened and it being a lack of focus or discipline and having to do it better.
Football Friday tonight at 10:30. We're working or efforting highlights for 16 high school games tonight, plus all our great features. More on Alabama and South Carolina. All that tonight at 10:30 only on WVUA 23. Huge matchup Thursday night between two 6-0 teams in Class 6A with Spain Park hosting Chelsea with a Region 3 championship on the line. Opening kick. This is the way you like to get started if you're Spain Park. The Jags' Corey Barber bust a couple of tackles, and he is off to a 60-yard return, putting Spain Park in wonderful field position to start their first drive. Now the Jags inside the 10, and Clemson commit Brock Bradley to C.J. Calley for the touchdown. Spain Park up 7-0. On the first drive for the Hornets, they're looking to get back in it. Hayden Ballman connects with Caleb Durbin, and that is a nice play, 20-yard gain. That would help lead to a field goal, and it's now 7-3. In the second quarter, it's Bradley with the quarterback draw. This kid is an outstanding athlete in addition to being a really good passer. He picks up a first down on a 35-yard gain down inside the Chelsea 10, and from there, Dakari Shanks cuts it to the outside, makes a guy miss, drags some tacklers into the end zone for an 18-yard touchdown to extend the Jags' lead to 14-3 at the half, and they go on to win it big last night, 31-3. Region championship for Spain Park. Girls flag football last night here in Tuscaloosa as Northridge and Hillcrest were playing. Northridge at Hillcrest, 6-0 Northridge. Hillcrest, though, comes back. Jamie Hughley throws the pass to Nikayla Collins, who bobbles it, but once she grabs it, look out. She's got reservations for 6. That tied it at 6-6. Now Northridge would get a touchdown to win it. Jaliyah Lee gives it off to, or actually gets the keeper into the end zone. They went for 2 and made it, and Northridge gets the win last night, 14-6. Alabama soccer at Auburn last night. I hate to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. The Iron Bowl of soccer. Really, I think the Iron Bowl should be for football only. But watch a nice pass from Jessica Skorka to Kate Henderson for the goal. Alabama takes a 1-0 lead in the second half, but a penalty kick. You don't get this much. I thought it was a questionable call, and Auburn takes advantage. They would tie it up, and that's the way it would wind up last night down on the Plains. 1-1, Alabama and Auburn. Nobody wins and nobody loses. So you don't like ties, but I tell you this, they're a lot better than a loss, although I feel like Alabama should have won that one last night.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, well, that's it. We'll see you after this break. Coming up on the news at 10, some hospitals are struggling to conserve IV fluid after the recent devastating hurricanes. What one local hospital has to say about the supply concerns. And one high school teacher in Tuscaloosa County is recognized as the 2024 Alabama History Teacher of the Year. It's an award given to only one teacher from each state. We'll have those stories and more at 10. Millions of people saw a repeat performance of the Northern Lights last night, including as far south as here in Alabama. Solar flares and coronal mass injections released from the sun triggered the auroras. This display of vibrant pinks and greens will be visible again tonight, but it will be hard to see with the naked eye. So you should have better luck capturing the display through photos. They may capture colors that you may not see just by looking up at the sky. And we've got some exciting Football Friday events and more, right?
We do. We got Football Friday night at 10:30, but there's other things happening. This afternoon, the media was allowed to tour the new Crimson Reserve, the great Alabama men's and women's brand new golf facility. We'll have that at 10. And tonight over at Coleman Coliseum, they unveil the Final Four banner. This is history because Alabama had never been to a Final Four until this year. So that's another big event in addition to all the football.
Right. Well, we're a basketball school now.
Well, everything's school, right?
Yeah. Everything.
Try to win it all.
Right. And weather for this weekend.
Yeah, and Gary, this will make you happy. We have great weather coming for this weekend. So if you're going out to that Alabama game tomorrow, you can expect sunny skies, warm temperatures, maybe pack the sunscreen. But take a look at this. We've got those warm temperatures continuing into Sunday and cooling off Monday. Now, we might see a few clouds, but that sun will be shining as we move into the week. We've got lows in the 40s. It's starting to finally feel like fall.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that about sunscreen tomorrow, though, for the fans.
Yes,
because
definitely.
that early game kick, that sun will be bright.
Yeah.
That's important for me
clouds in
because
the
I'll
sky.
be there.
There you go.
Yes, exactly. All right, well, that's going to do it for us. Have a good night.